A vertical groove, engage the teeth, advance for some distance, and then enter into the antechamber. This is how you make a 3-plane main incision. This is a hypermature cataract. I call it Premorgagnian cataract because in this case the extreme periphery has degenerated and it is going to be a milky fluid if we leave this cataract for a few months. So this is a Premorgagnian cataract. In this view we can see that in the equatorial region there is a white tinge just in front of the main incision. By this time the capsule has been stained and the side ports have been made, and now is the time to do capsulorhexis. Now while doing capsulorhexis, I incise the capsule with a 26 gauge cystitome first, then I take iterator forceps. Now see, if I rest on the anterior lip of the main incision, there is no leakage. But if I press on the posterior lip, there is lot of leakage. But even then, the antechamber is sufficiently deep and I can do rhexis. But you must fill up the antechamber again with viscoelastic substance and do this rhexis. That's it. Capsulorhexis has been done, and now I do a little bit of hydrodissection. This is not intumescent cataract. This is hypermature Premorgagnian cataract, and now you can see in this view that the cortical matter at the extreme periphery, that is at the equator, has degenerated, and if we don't operate at this stage it will be a milky fluid after a few months. Now see how we can conquer this quite hard nucleus. Go deep into the nucleus, advance, cross the central part, and then I chop this nucleus. And this is Oatley Cataract 3 Phaco machine. And this Phaco tip can be rotated within fingers. You can see that in this video. This nuclear fragment is being emulsified and taken out, and now I have turned the Phaco tip sideways towards the nuclear mass, holding it very firmly and then chopping it, and then I apply ultrasonic energy and emulsify it. And this is the cortical matter that has degenerated, and this is the last portion of the nucleus. The chamber is so stable in this machine that I am working with 450 millimeter of mercury vacuum, and now I turn the Phaco tip sideways to hold it, and after I hold it I turn it so that the bevel faces the corneal endothelium. So it can be easily turned in any direction. This is a very light and cute handpiece. Now see this cortex. It has degenerated and there's no fiber. If we don't operate at this stage, it will degenerate further and turn into a milky fluid. And see, the Phaco teeth is wider at the end and the shaft is narrower. So there is lot of fluid around, and this prevents the wound burn. See, the wound is clean, there is no wound burn. Although I worked for quite some time with high ultrasonic energy, the Phaco energy applied in this case was about 80%. Flow rate was 45 and vacuum was 450 millimeter of mercury. Now this is a 23 gauge direct Simcoe cannula, using this for cleaning the cortical matter. And at this time we can see beautiful red glow. The microscope being used is Leica 651. This model is no longer available. I bought this model of Leica about 15 years back. And this is the cortical matter which I am removing from about 10 o'clock region. Let's see what is. I hold the posterior capsule and immediately I apply the reflex. This reflex should be developed in the foot so that we can prevent piscirant, we can prevent jonular dialysis. So whenever the posterior capsule is caught, we must stop and we must press the reflux button. Now some cells were there. I'm going through the side port and removing these cells so that it becomes a clean area. That's it. It's a nice posterior capsule, clean. And now I am implanting an IOL under irrigation. This is a hydrophilic acrylic intraocular lens. The leading haptic has gone into the capsular bag, but the trailing haptic has not gone into the capsular bag. So I take help of a Sinskey hook. Introduce the Sinskey hook through the right side port and I place the trailing haptic into the capsular bag in this way. That's it. And now a thorough wash is given behind the IOL because some viscoelastic substance was there in the lumen of the cartridge and it went into the capsular bag. Now this is moxifloxacin. See what happens. When I inject moxifloxacin, some particulate matter went inside. So this moxifloxacin, what I do is I wash it out at the end. Whatever little viscoelastic substance or little moxifloxacin molecules remains after the final wash, that works very well in my surgeries. Hope this video will help you in developing your surgical skills. Thank you very much for your attention.